So I'm going to fussy cut this out until I see how much I hate it. And then maybe I'll find some other way to do it. I don't think it would fit the die even if I could get to my die cutting machine. The reason I have so much stuff on my desk is I have been a shopping fool, and I have this pile next to me of stuff that needs to be hauled. I guess it doesn't need it to be hauled, does it? But you know how we are. And I want to share it with you. Some of it's really good stuff. And one of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you is some stuff from Sizzix, or the Ellison Sizzix website, Sizzix.com, and they are having an 80% off sale this week. It was 70% when I bought, but there's still some good stuff. I looked the other day when I saw it was 80%. I thought, geez, what did I miss? And you know, I missed saving an extra 10%, but they still have some good stuff. Some of the same things that I bought. So yeah, that's going to be one of my next videos. I want to show that one because it is still timely. In fact, it may air before this one. In fact, I know it will because I'm not going to post this one until after the 20th. So why I'm saying all this is kind of crazy. But, you know, there it is. So, yeah, and I also bought a couple of Peachy Cheap things, a couple of different Peachy Cheap specials, and I bought some stuff from SSStamp, but that's not here yet. I bought some stuff from Scrapbook.com because they sent me a gift card for my birthday, and so I wanted to use that, and I bought a beautiful paper pad that I want to share with you, because it will be the basis of a couple of books, I think. And, let's see, who else? I think that's, no, I bought some fabric at a new shop, or a shop new to me, rather, that Gail Gosnelli told us about. And I just had to go and check it out, and I ended up spending a lot of money. And, that might be all. So, yeah. That's a lot, especially for me. I'm pretty conservative, but I haven't been lately. Don't know what got into me. Maybe just, I don't know. So, let me tell you some things that we've been doing around here. One of the big things we've been doing is, let me first explain by saying that a couple of years ago, we had several trees taken down. We had these 5, when we bought the house, there were 5 big tall pine trees out in front of our house. And they had been planted in the 30s, I believe. And so they were quite tall. They were just spruce trees. And they shot up like crazy. They were probably about 80 feet tall when we had them taken down. They were up there. And they were real close to the house. In fact, we were both a little worried sometimes when the winds got high that we would be meeting them up close and personal. And so we decided to have them taken out. And it worked out really well for us because I called our electric company and asked if they were cutting trees in the area, if they would, like to take them out, because they did have wires going through them. So we were even willing to pay half if they wanted, because we wanted them down at our convenience. And they came and took them down at no cost to us. And the company that took them out, they have a contract with a tree trimming company. And my husband went out and talked to them, of course. He talks to everybody. And he asked them what they do with the trimmings once they mulch them up. And they said, well, we look for places, that for homeowners that will take it. And he said, we're not having much luck lately. And my husband said, oh, well then, we got a deal for you. So he told them they could dump it in our driveway. Our driveway is very, very wide. It's at least 3 cars, if not 4 cars wide. In the summertime, my nephew can come with his big 5th-wheel trailer and park it there, and we still have room for hosting a few get-togethers while he's here, because everybody wants to see him. He lives in North Carolina. And and even with that was even after we had this what I'm going to tell you about. So they kept bringing us piles. There were trees all up and down our street that had to come down because we'd had several storms 2 years ago. So anyway, they kept bringing us mulch. And, the whole neighborhood would come and get it from our pile with our blessing. And so finally, last summer, everyone started to slow down on getting it. And my husband finally said to them, okay, this is your last load here, sorry. And by that time, we had a pile, oh gosh, I can't even begin to tell you. And so after everyone in the neighborhood and a few of my family members got the mulch, this spring, there was still an incredible pile of mulch. And so we decided that we wanted to see if we can maybe do something about getting our driveway paved or finished in some sort. And we would have to get rid of the mulch anyway. So I put an ad on Marketplace on Facebook. And we, over the next 4 weeks, we had probably about 20 different people come. And some people took one load, some people took, oh gosh, just a couple of bags, trash bags full. And then other people came, and one guy was here, we estimate, probably on the low side, one guy was here 20 times. We think he's selling it. We don't really care. It's out of our driveway. That's what we wanted to know. Turns out we can't afford to have our driveway paved anyway, but we wanted the mulch gone. So it's gone, and so yeah, that's one thing that we've been doing this year is Farron spent a lot of time loading mulch into trailers and trucks and whatnot with his loader on his Kubota. So yeah, we did that, and then we put other stuff on Marketplace. We sold a ton of stuff, and there's actually a reason I'm telling you all this. Stuff just sells so well on Marketplace. If you have not, that's pretty good actually. It's a mess, but it's. If you have not sold stuff on Marketplace already, and you're looking to sell stuff, it goes way faster than it ever did for us on Craigslist or eBay or any other way we've ever tried to sell stuff. Yeah, it's the bomb. So we did that, and so we've had quite a little bit of money coming in through the house, and I guess that just gave me a bit of overconfidence about spending money. I think that's what I was trying to say with all that. So that's kind of why I think I've been spending all this money, because we literally sold over $1,000 worth of stuff. He had several pieces of equipment in the garage that he sold, a rear-tine rototiller, which, if you're me, that doesn't mean anything, although I now know it does. That's a big deal, and people are willing to spend a lot of money on it, even though this thing was like 20 years old. Let's see what else. Oh, I didn't clean that the last time I put it away. We sold, he had a manure spreader that was given to him. No, he spent $50 on it. He spent $50 on it, and just gonna get some of the oils from my hand on the stamp so it'll take the ink a little better. And we got a good bit of money for that. We sold, oh gosh, I can't even tell you how much equipment we sold. But we made quite a bit of money, is what I'm trying to say. And so I spent a good bit of it. And you know what? That's not going to work. Well, now, let me rethink that one. Maybe I won't use this at all. I'm not going to use that stamp anyway. Let's see. Well, I don't know. Definitely use this. This is the Love and Hose Enclosed stamp. And I'm thinking, and let's see if we're going to put that there. So we'll center it maybe. Center that on there. And then I think that maybe we'll use the airplane on one of the banners as well. You think that's overkill. They won't work anyway, it's too wide. Okay, so I'll put the little heart just to add a little something, something. And then I believe I'll color them. So yeah, it's given me a little overconfidence, and I have spent quite a bit. But my husband hasn't said anything. I mean, package after package comes in the house, and he hasn't said much. Although he did the day, the day the Simon Says Stamp box came, he said, "Did you order a box of something?" Because I think he thinks, I think it hasn't occurred to him that, let's see, I don't know if I want to do that like that. How about like that? If it comes in a soft package that they can shove in the mailbox, it's not quite as expensive as a hard package. I don't know. He just hasn't complained about it. And I'm not complaining about that. I'm just kind of mystified, you know, how men can mystify us. So let's get that up on that, and then move these things out of the way. And let's see. I have to figure out where my inks are. Since the last time I talked to you, my sisters and I went on a little road trip for my birthday. And what we bought was, I finally found one of those wooden cassette tape racks, like were all the rage when I was a teenager. And they hold 100, it holds 100 cassette tapes, or 100 ink pads. The ink pads fit in there perfectly. And so I'm all organized, as long as I remember where everything is. So, yeah. Okay, I see where it is. Oh, it's right where I thought it was. I was looking for my VersaFine Onyx Black, and I couldn't see it right in front of me. Anyway, so yeah, we had to go to, I live near Williamsport, Pennsylvania, which is pretty close to the center of the state. It's really not the center of the state, but it's pretty close. And I saw this on Marketplace, wonderful Marketplace, and it was in a little town near Allentown, Pennsylvania, which is about 2 hours and 15 minutes away. And I saw it on Marketplace, and I messaged the guy and said, "Is it still available?" And he said it was, and I said, "Can I pay you for it right now?" And he said, "Sure." So I sent him the money on Marketplace on Facebook, and I said, "I'm not sure when I'm going to be there, in the next day or two, but, you know, I will be there." And because the thing is, I have been wanting this thing forever, and I've been watching it, the cost of it, on eBay, on the Marketplace, on Etsy, of course, the most expensive on Etsy, but it was running anywhere from $30 to $100, and shipping on top of that. So it was, you know, pretty pricey, and I was willing to go, at this point, I was willing to go up to $100, especially with shipping. And I had bid on one and gotten outbid. It actually ended up going for $140. Boy, that is yucky. I'm going to have to get Mr. Clean after that. So, yeah, it ended up going for $140. So this guy was selling it for $20. I could not get it paid for fast enough. Even with driving out to Allentown, and, you know, it was worth doing. So I called my sister, and I said, "Feel like a road trip out to Allentown for my birthday?" And she said, "What's in Allentown?" And I said, a thing that I want for my craft room." And she said, "Sure, why not?" And so I called my other sister, and she said, "Of course. When are we going?" And I said, "Well, you're dealing with the schedule. You work, so tell us when." And she said, "All right, it has to be tomorrow." So that worked out real well. So I messaged the guy, told him we were coming, and he gave me his address, and we put our little Google Maps to work and set out. And we had no trouble getting there. a little bit of trouble finding him according to the directions that I had gotten previously. They weren't accurate. But Kim had her iPhone, of course, and so we were able to recalculate and get going there, and we found the guy, got the thing, and that was the first they had any idea what I was talking about. Right about maybe 15 minutes before we got to the guy's place, my sister has a Toyota, yeah, the bigger one, Forester. Is it a Forester that's bigger, or the... Anyway, it's not a Toyota. It's a Subaru. And, Subaru Forester. And so, it's, it's a little SUV. But my walker fits in the back, and that takes up just about all the room. And she said to me, just how big is this thing we're going for anyway? And I said, oh, it's just, this big, and maybe about 4 inches thick. And she said, oh, okay, good. So she sort of settled down, and then when we got there, because of my, it would have been somebody else getting the walker out and everything. So Kim got out, and she walked up and just pretended to be me. And they brought it back out, and Hazel jumped out to open the hatch for her so she could put the rack in the back of the car. And they're so goofy. These things were made by the Napa Valley, I forget what Napa Valley Box Company, or Napa Valley, maybe it's a wine company, I don't know. Anyway, they're, they say Napa Valley, it's actually branded on the side. And when Hazel lifted it into the car, she said, oh, look, Kim, it's branded. This is really nice. And it is, it's made with a nice little oak stained wood, and so the two of them went on and on about how wonderful it was, and isn't it great, and oh, she got a good deal on this. They didn't know what they were talking about. They were just being my sisters. So so we brought it home, and I couldn't wait to put it to use, although I have to say I was so exhausted. We had hoped to get some dinner in Allentown. There's lots of great restaurants down there. But when Kim talked to the guy I bought the thing from, he said, oh no, we're still on lockdown here. He said, we haven't moved beyond level red. So he said, we're all still home from work. And so there was none of that for the Allentown area. We had to drive almost home to a Cracker Barrel before we could find some place to eat. So, and it works out well. My sister Kim works at Cracker Barrel, and so we get a really nice discount. And that was fine. And I was so exhausted when we got home. I didn't get out of bed the next day at all, and because my legs were swollen and aching, and on the way home, I don't complain a lot. I work hard to not do that. I don't want people to always be thinking about the fact that I have a disability. But my sister said to me, Hazel said, how you doing, hon? You look tired. And I said, oh yeah. I said, I'm doing okay. I said, my legs hurt, my knees hurt, I had a toenail that I had torn off, and it went way down into the toe, and so it was really painful. And I said, my toe hurts like crazy because I just whacked it on the bottom of the dash. And I said, my back hurts from just not being able to move around. And I said, and I'm really, really hungry, but other than that, I feel pretty good. So we had a good laugh over that, too. And it was rough on me, but it was worth it. I had a really great time with my sisters, got a really good deal on my rack, and I'm happy with how it worked out. I had made one with chipboard and foam core a couple of years ago, and it worked for the time. It really was okay, but the chipboard shelves or dividers very quickly started to sag, and so it was kind of a pain in the butt, and it looked not real nice, and so I really wanted to replace it with this thing, and so I'm so happy that I have this. And every time I look up in front of me, which is where it is on my desk, I get all happy inside. So, yeah. So that was another one of my purchases, although that was considered a birthday present too. My other birthday present from my husband was a new Kindle. My Kindle died. I had been getting a warning every time I tried to open it. It would say, there's not enough room on your Kindle for this procedure. But I would just say okay, and it would be fine. So finally one day I did that, and it didn't go away. So I tried to reset it and take off everything that was there, which it did just fine, but it also took off recognizing that I had an account on Amazon, and I went through all kinds of stuff to try to get that to work again, and it didn't work. And I was complaining to my friend Lois, for whom this card is, and she said, "You know how many Kindles I bought since you bought that one?" And I said, "No." She said, "I'm on my third one." And she said, "Just give it up and get yourself a new one." And I said, "Well, I really hate to do that." And she said, "Obviously." So anyway, I did finally give it up, and they had a month special a couple weeks before my birthday, about 10 days, I guess, before my birthday, and I got it, and so, yeah, we all lived happily ever after. Hubby was happy. He hates to pay, well, we both do hate to pay full price for anything. So, let's see. I think I will. My light is blinking on my camera. I've already had a phone call. I'm going to have to send this to my son to edit together for me, because I can't do that. I don't know how to do that yet. I don't know if I'm ever going to learn, actually. It's been 3 years I've been doing videos, and I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I really kind of wonder if I ever will. But, so, if I disappear, you know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use the birthday sentiment from the scrapbook.com set on the inside on a piece of white cardstock. And glue that inside somehow. And that's going to be my card. I really want to get it in the mail today. Today's the 16th. Her birthday's the 20th. And it has to go to Michigan. So, we'll see. I hope it makes it in time. And then I will post this on the 20th. She's one of the few people I can count on to watch every one of my videos, because she thinks everything I do is wonderful. And it's absolutely spectacular to have a friend like that. We've been friends Jason is almost 45, and he was 3 when we became friends, so we've been friends a really long time. She is, her oldest son and I went to school together, so that's how much older she is than me. And, yeah. But we're just really the best of friends. Talk to her about virtually anything, and do. I definitely do that. She was away last week on a retreat with her family in the Upper Peninsula, and I missed her so much, and we spent over an hour on the phone the other night solving all the problems of the world. If only people would listen to us. We know all about what should happen with the COVID thing. We know what should happen with Black Lives Matter. We know what should happen with